Hiya.
Sorry, where have all your players? Day before biggest game of the season, only 8 outfield players training. First off, just update on the players that are missing, I suppose.
Are we playing the World 7 tomorrow evening now? That's why I felt only 8 players were enough, no, Erin?
Yeah.
No, we are aware we are playing a big game, Champions League quarter-final. But no, when you are playing a lot of games and having quick turnarounds, a lot of players are doing individual programs. So everything is under control and we will have enough players to play the game tomorrow, don't worry.
But how sort of ready are they? Sort of match sharp are they? So obviously you're managing, for example, Lucy Bronze's minutes. You've been doing the same with Lauren James this season. There's plenty of players who are in a very similar position that you must be concerned about whether they're going to be 100%.
No, I'm not concerned. I think as a staff, our job is to make sure we prepare the players on the best way possible for them to come into every game prepared as possible. I think we have experience enough in the staff and myself to understand where they are and what is the best preparation for them going into the next game. So yeah, we had 2 full days to prepare them, and I think we just did what we had to do with them to be prepared for the game.
What about Aggie Jones? So I know she's been dealing with some injuries sort of for the last couple of months, and obviously she came off the weekend. How is she getting on?
Yeah, Aggie is has an uncle who is unstable, and we are assessing her. Yeah, we assessed her this morning. We will assess her tomorrow. There is still a chance for her to be available for the game, so we'll make the final decision tomorrow morning.
And I guess the game comes too soon for Samka and
Yeah, I think, Sam didn't land it yet, and Ellie just landed. So I think, we are in a position when it's really difficult to make a decision for them to be available. Actually, it's a shame a little bit because I think they are important players for us. And also, reflecting on that, I think, obviously really good for them. They played the Asian Cup, playing in the final. Some of the players were in the same situation. But I just think during the season for your club, it's hard because, they can't play for both. And actually, we won our first trophy, and I'm sure both of them would have been really happy to be around the team. But it is what it is. They are not with us, and we'll see how it goes in the next days. But it's a high risk to have them involved in the game tomorrow. It's too soon.
So this isn't a crisis, right?
No, this is not a crisis. I think this is what it is when you are Chelsea. Sometimes in the season, you are in these moments where you have to deal with the players available. And I'm really much aware of that. And my job, the staff job, and even the players, we need to focus on what we can control. We need to focus as a staff on the players available and make sure they are all ready to perform tomorrow in the game. And I still think we have a lot of quality. And coming into the game tomorrow, we will have some strengths to use.
Erin, day before a game, I know you were sort of full participant in training today. How much do you just want to get out there and sort of go through the game plan and sort of go through the usual preparations you would for a big round?
To be honest, we've done that quite a numerous amount of times this season. We just always don't have the media there, so it might look as if it's a disaster, but it's most certainly not. And when we play this amount of games, that's how it's got to be if you want to be available for the games. Everybody has their own individual issues that they're all managing, and we play so many games throughout the season. We play so many international games. If fans want to see the best players playing the best games, you need to understand that we might not always train all of the time. So that's just something that you have to take with it. But everybody wants to be involved in the games. If you ask me if I had a choice whether I'd rather train or play the game tomorrow, it's a silly question. So you got to understand that to be available at 100% of the time, then maybe you have to sacrifice some training days, and that maybe comes with learning a bit more in the classroom, having a bit more team meetings, which we've actually had, doing some tactical walkthroughs on the board rather than the pitch.
How close are the players, though, to breaking point? You talk about all the games, all the travel that the players have to do throughout the season, and it's been building up, and very small sort of summer breaks over the last few years as well. You're getting to a point now physically, and maybe mentally as well, it's becoming a bit much.
Yeah, I hate to complain because, I do really think we have the best job in the world, first and foremost. But, of course, if, fans want to see the biggest players playing in the biggest games, I think that is going to become more of an issue, and you're going to see maybe less availability over the coming years just because the calendar's getting more condensed. But of course, I want to be, as a player, want to be available in every single game, but understand that that might not be possible. And you know, I'm at a club like Chelsea that's lucky enough that, you know, we can rotate some games. You know, in the last couple of weeks, maybe that's not been the case, but I feel in a very privileged position that I loved to play football ever since I was a kid. I wanted to play football, so I hate to complain about playing too many games, but I understand that there's going to be a time and a place where players aren't going to be available, and you know, fans that are coming to watch the game to see their idols and their stars might not actually be able to see them.
But there are going to be plenty of stars on the pitch tomorrow against your old rivals. Champions League. This is proper, right? This is what it's all about, isn't it?
Look, this is the games that everybody wants to be involved in. I for one, certainly really relish the opportunity of playing in the Champions League quarter-final again. It's a proud moment to be a Chelsea player. I love playing in the Champions League. I think it's different than playing domestically. I think when the game's over two legs, it has a little bit of a different mentality type to it. I don't think the game's won or lost tomorrow, if I'm honest. But we have to be on it from the first minute because Arsenal are in a good moment. They've got good set of fans that are going to really get behind them, so we have to turn up tomorrow. Thank you.
Yep.
Thanks, Anton. Keris, thank you.
Hi, Keris.
Sonia, I'll start with you. I'm guessing you might have seen some of the reporting we've put out over the weekend about a couple of your players' contracts going into the summer. I just wondered if you could shed any light on the players that are set to be out of contract in the summer, kind of what the discussions have been like with them, and if there's anything you're able to kind of give to fans about what next season might look like.
Yeah, I think the main thing is for the fans to know Chelsea will be still really ambitious, and we will maintain our goals, really high goals, and obviously, we are having a lot of conversations with the players, but this is probably not the place where I want to share that conversations. I think it's more private. And also, as I mentioned before, I think really important for us to focus on the game tomorrow. We just said we know this block is really important for us. It's the business end of the season, and we just want to take game by game. And my main job right now is to focus on the game plans, the players available, making sure I prepare them in the best way possible for us to perform in every game. So talking about the players who are probably out of contract, the players who will sign for us in the summer, it's not appropriate.
And just, sorry to go back to team news again, but just to double check on Chikunuskun, I don't think we saw her in the open training. What's her situation ahead of tomorrow?
Yeah, she will be available for the game tomorrow. As I just mentioned, having these quick turnarounds with all the games, I think we have different preparation. Some players are just doing individual preparation. Some players just stay inside to do more work in the gym. Some players, we, as Erin mentioned before, we do more classrooms, talking about tactics. So we just work differently, but mainly, from the weekend, everyone will be available for the game tomorrow.
And lastly, I'll just kind of open this out to both of you. You've already had two really interesting games against Arsenal this season. What do you think you kind of learned from those two encounters?
I think Arsenal is a strong team, and it will be a tough game, but we also know in some moments of the games we could hurt them. So we are trying now, going into the game tomorrow, try to be from minute one on the game and try to be as consistent as we can. We know we have quality to hurt them. We also want to go into the game making sure we control the game as much as we can, and making sure in that special moments in the game we will be high, and we are going to hurt them if we can.
Yeah, I think just echoing what Sonia said, I think over the course of the two games that we've already played, we've seen both teams have hurt each other on transition. I feel like that's going to be a big part. Both teams have really, really good transitional players. I don't include myself when I say that. But seriously, it's a lot of talent on display, and I think it really is a case of who turns up on the night. I really, really do, and who gets things right.
Thanks, Keris. Kit, thank you.
Hi, Sonia.
Hi, Kit.
Sonia, just to go back to Keris's first question, however you said, just explicitly on Sam Kerr and Millie Bright, because the reports were those the players expect to leave this summer. Is there any comment you can make on those two players specifically?
No, as I just told you, for now they are under contract with Chelsea, and what will happen in the future, it's not for me to comment now.
Okay. And also on Sam, is there any particular reason why her and Ellie have come back separately from Australia?
Yeah, I think you are all aware about the situation with the war, and I think it was really difficult to get individual tickets in business class for them to come back together. So it was really a struggle for, I think, every club to bring the players back from the situation, because now they have to go through different countries, not Dubai anymore, so it makes things more difficult.
When are you expecting Sam to touch down?
After the game, Wednesday morning.
And would that influence, I assume she would never have been able to play in this game, but would that influence whether she'll be able to be ready for the weekend?
Hopefully not. I spoke with Sam. She's in a good place. Mentally, she wants to come back with us. She wants to play as soon as possible. So, we'll assess her. But it will be a long travel. And I think, we'll see where she is. But mentally, she's keen to play as soon as possible.
On the game tomorrow, Arsenal v Chelsea, it's always an emotional occasion. There's a lot of passion from both sides, from the fans. As a manager, how do you kind of channel those emotions so they're used positively for Chelsea?
Yeah, first of all, I'm really excited to go and be in the touchline, supporting my players to play a Champions League quarter-final, no matter who we are facing. The context just makes us facing Arsenal. And of course, it's a lot of emotions, but really positive emotions. I'm really excited and really looking forward to going to that game. I just said the Champions League games are really special for a club. That's the biggest competition you can play as a player, as a manager. So, really, really excited.
Aaron, how did it feel watching Arsenal beat Barcelona and win the Champions League last season?
I don't know where I was. I think I made myself busy. I was out for dinner. But I think that was the day of the Scottish Cup final as well. But I was definitely out for dinner. But like I say, I respect the current holders. Like, we have to respect that they're the current holders of the competition. They'll want to keep their trophy, and well deserved. And I think I have a lot of respect for Arsenal. What they've done over the years, have maybe not performed at their absolute best, and they've just found a way to win. And I think last year was kind of epitomised that. So of course I have a lot of respect. They've got some real top players in quality that they've added, but as do we, and as can we hurt them tomorrow night if we turn up with the right attitude, the right mentality and the right belief, because I think playing at the Emirates can be quite daunting for a player. Like, I think the fans is quite a factor, but as long as you block out that noise and you play the game, not the occasion.
Obviously, I know it's different for players from fans, where the Chelsea fans maybe watching Arsenal win the Champions League when Chelsea haven't quite managed to do that might have irritated them just a little bit. As players, kind of, how aware are you of that sentiment among Chelsea fans, and do you use that to motivate you at all, or do you have your own type of motivation?
Listen, I've been at the club a long time. I'm well aware of the rivalry, and to be honest, even if you're a new player and you don't know about the rivalry, I suggest you get to know. So we all know the rivalry, but as players, we have the job of playing football and playing to the best of our ability, so you have to park that. Of course, we know what's at stake, and that will be the case at the end of the game when all's been done and said. But in the game, it's about concentrating, sticking to the game plan, preparing as best as we can, recovering as best as we can, because it's been a mental turnaround, and making sure we put our best foot forward tomorrow night.
And finally, like, Chelsea feels for so many seasons, and deservedly so, have been known as like the front runners and the favourites because of all the success you've had. This year it does feel a little bit different, especially the number of players you've got missing. Can you use that at all to your advantage, as counterintuitive as it sounds, like more of an underdog mentality, the fact that you might be being counted out a little bit, can you use that as fuel almost tomorrow?
Yeah, I mean, it's whatever motivates you. I play for Scotland, so I'm part of the underdog mentality quite a lot, if I'm being honest. So I'm no stranger to that. But I enjoy that. I enjoy maybe when everybody writes you off that you've got to step up and be counted tomorrow night. But I don't think there's any big underdog mentality or anything like that. I do think we are Chelsea. We are a big football club, and we have been for so many years that I've been at this club. So we have some real good players, and I do think it is an even match-up. It is just about who performs best on the night.
Good job getting Scotland into two of the three answers.
See?
Thank you.
Thanks, Kit. We've got time for 2 on Zoom. Oh, Haters are back. Sorry, I didn't see you.
Hi, Sonia.
Hi.
Last time you played Arsenal, it was a difficult match, and obviously went into the City game, and that was difficult as well. Do Do you think you're going into this one after picking up form in recent weeks? Do you think you're going into this one with a different mentality?
I think, yeah, the game tomorrow will be different from the ones we played before. It's a different competition from the competition we played on the weekend. And yeah, we are really much prepared for every game. I think the players already know the game plan. We will go into the last details tomorrow. But yeah, we are excited to play that game tomorrow. Again, that's a Champions League game. We will always have this mentality to go on the pitch and fight as hard as we can, make things difficult for the opponent, and yeah, we will show as much desire as we can to win the game.
And a tough result for Sam and Ellie earlier in the week. Have you spoken to them about that? Are they ready to bounce back?
Yeah, I think disappointing for them, obviously. I think they represented their country at the highest level. I think, yeah, they probably made some really young girls dream about being a footballer for Australia. I think if you look at the attendance in the stadium for the final, it was great. Yeah, I have also a word for Maika Amano, one of the other players who was playing the final, and she scored a really important goal. We are all proud of them, three, and I think, yeah, they represented Chelsea at the highest level. So yeah, mentally it's tough when you lose a final, but they are also competitors and high athletes. They know how to bounce back, so they will have all the support to do that as well from the club.
And one for Aaron. You've played Champions League, big huge matches before, played against Arsenal before. How does it feel walking out into stadiums with atmospheres like that?
Yeah, great. Like, I think there's nothing better than playing a game under the lights. Personally, I love an evening kick-off. I love sort of the dew in the grass. So I think it's great. It's, you know, so as I've said earlier, it's always a great atmosphere at the Emirates as well, and they're really supporting the home side, and I think I quite enjoy the hostility of it. So it's super exciting to be involved in these games. You know, these are the games that when you're a young kid, you grow up watching on TV, and you know, to have that access now, even on Disney Plus, is brilliant.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, time for one more on Zoom. Amy, you're the lucky winner. Thank you.
Thanks, Lydia. Hi, Sonia. Hi, Erin.
Hi, Amy.
Sonia, just a quick one on Millie Bright and Naomi Gurma. Will they be available tomorrow?
So Millie won't be available tomorrow. She's still dealing with her ankle, and Naomi will be available.
Cool, thank you. And Erin, we spoke before the final of the League Cup, and you said that to win it would kind of be like a statement of who Chelsea are as a team. You know, that you can get over the line, that no matter what's kind of gone on this season, you are a champion, basically. Since that final, do you feel that sort of like, I guess, standing up a bit taller, sort of like going into this business end of the season, that you can get over the line in more competitions to come?
I don't even think I've had the time to stand up, honestly, with the amount of games that we've had, but I certainly think it can be a catalyst for momentum going into the last games of the season. It's an exciting period. It's the business end, the part that everybody wants to be involved in. And, you know, as a football player, when you play so many games and maybe you feel your legs, like when you know you've got a Champions League at stake and, you know, you're playing the biggest games, you don't feel anything when it comes to the game. You're just fully focused and razor sharp, ready to go.